In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the GNU image manipulation program to resize an image to make sure it's good for the internet. So a problem that you'll get sometimes with uploading files to the internet is they might be in a format such as BMP, which is the Windows image format, that doesn't really work on the internet, or it might still be in a JPEG format, but it's like a professional standard such as Adobe RGB. So the best way to sort of get around that issue is to first load up the image inside GIMP and then resize it and export it and make sure that everything's set up correctly. So I'll go and open a file that I know is bad. Well, not bad, but it's just really not compatible for the internet. So here it is here. It's called highvispolo.jpg. As you can see too, it's quite large. 2,500 pixels by 3,088 pixels. So we don't want it, it doesn't need to be that big. So we open it up, and there it is there. The first thing we want to do is scale it. So you go scale image, and in this case, it doesn't need to be wider than 1024 pixels, which is sort of what most laptops are or older netbooks. And see down here it says 300 dpi for the resolution, oh sorry, 300 pixels for the resolution. Well, that's actually wrong. So that's good for print, but we're going to be viewing it on the web. So on the web, you either do it 72 dpi or 96 dpi for higher res laptops. So we'll go 96 dpi. So 1024 pixels wide and 96 dpi, and go scale. Now it looks smaller on the screen, but you can see down here, if we go to 100%, it's still a nice big image. And now we go File, Export As. Another thing about the internet is it doesn't like spaces, it doesn't like ampersands, it doesn't like percent symbols, because all of those are used on web servers and mean different things. So to keep things consistent, I always rename it so everything's lowercase. And then instead of using a space, I use a hyphen or an underscore. And again, don't have capitals, use lower cases. Because if you look at most of the websites you go to, everything's in lowercase. So we'll go highvispolo. And then export. I normally do my JPEGs at 85% because you can't tell the difference, but it does get the file size down quite a bit. And then you've got some options here. I normally just have optimize and progressive. You can turn these other ones on, but I normally just use those two. And if you wanted to save those settings as that, just click Save Default. And now go, actually I will give it a different name, and that's just so we can compare the two of them. So if I go there, highvispolo 2, export, just check those settings, yeah, it looks good, export. Right, so now let's compare the two of them. I'll just bring over my file browser here. So, if I go by name, so there's the original highvispolo. It's 859 kilobytes. The new one, which looks exactly the same, but has been optimized for the internet, is only 149 kilobytes. So it's less than a quarter of its size. It looks exactly the same, and it's way more compatible on the internet. So that's how you can resize your images using the GNU image manipulation program.